Students around the world have always been at the forefront in the struggle for human rights and democracy.
The Estonian student body has a long history of standing up against oppression.
Now we cannot remain silent as the fundamental rights we fought so hard to ensure in Estonia are being violently repressed in nearby Belarus.
The demonstrations against the undemocratic presidential elections began in late August. Since then, Belarusian students have been systematically targeted by state authorities for their active role in the protests.
Hundreds of students have been detained and many have been criminally prosecuted for exercising their fundamental rights to free speech and freedom of assembly.
Many leading members of Belarusian student associations have either been arrested or forced to leave the country.
Belarusian students face immense pressure from their higher education institutions to not participate in political activism.
So far, at least 146 students have been expelled and many more face significant administrative penalties.
Higher education institutions themselves are being interfered with by the regime, as their autonomy is systematically violated.
Such blatant violations of the fundamental rights of students are a disgrace and cannot be tolerated anywhere.
We, the students of Estonia, express solidarity with Belarusian students who demand respect for human rights and democracy in their home country, and who continue to face persecution from a violent dictatorial regime.
An attack on one is an attack against us all.
We call on the international community, Estonian state authorities and higher education institutions
to demand the immediate release of all students, academic workers, and others detained for non-violent political expression.
To impose political and economic sanctions on those responsible for the reprehensible violations of human rights in Belarus.
To use all available channels to pressure higher education institutions in Belarus to respect the rights of their students to non-violent political expression.
To provide expedited visas and scholarships for persecuted students and scholars, enabling them to study and work in Estonia.
Живе Беларусь!